Good morning. How's everybody today? Dave McDonald said he was the only guy in a suit today on the path, but Warren's is in a suit as well. So it's nice to see everybody today. We're kicking off something we're calling the Perfect Customer Experience, which is I don't want to say it's an initiative because I think we should be providing our customers with good experiences all the time. But today's program kind of fits into things that are important to me. The customers, how we treat each other, and having fun. So I think this program today is going to be fun for you. I know George and his team have been working really hard to kind of kick this off and leave you with something memorable. So when you leave today, you'll go and think about this stuff when you're dealing with your customers and dealing with each other. So without further ado, George Semler, we've asked George to kind of head this team up. George is kind of new to GSA. How long have you been with GSA?
About a year.
About a year. So we figured, well, we'll get the new guy because he hasn't been tainted by any customers or by any of us. So we have another fresh set of eyes on how we deal with our customers and our constituents. So, George.
Thank you very much, Joanne. I appreciate that. I guess I haven't been here long enough to make any enemies, but I'm working on it. So what I want to share with you today is our perfect customer experience. The goal of this presentation is to introduce it to you and to share with you how we plan to roll it out and deploy it in our region. This is part of a national initiative, and all of the other regions have similar programs throughout the states and the territories. Before we start, though, I'd like to introduce our perfect customer team, our core team that helped develop this process. And reading from right to left, we have Deborah Turcotte, Dolores Jordan, Tony Yacoub, Roger Pelletier, Daisy Velez, Jennifer Heno, Brian Wayman, Digna Campos, and Jennifer Bennett. A perfect customer experience. What's the purpose of a perfect customer experience? The purpose of a perfect customer experience is to infuse in each of us the perspective of trying to step outside of ourselves and look at the delivery of our services from our customer's perspective. When we do that, the outcome, what happens is that it improves the perception our customers have of us. It helps us to become their first choice of service provider, increases our funds from operations, increases awareness and promotion of goodwill amongst our fellow agencies. PCE begins now. This is the kickoff of PCE. And I'm going to give you two examples of how that can happen. When you get a phone call and you're answering that phone call, hello, this is George Semler speaking. How can I help you? When I say how can I help you, I'm demonstrating to the caller on that phone that I'm his ally and I'm there to help him and meet his needs. A second example of that is the caller might ask you to do something. And when you respond to that, before you hang up, you might want to say to him, consider it done. You're telling that caller that you're his ally and you're there to meet his needs. The agenda today, I'm going to take you first through and define what the perfect customer experience is. Next, we're going to talk about the process, how we're going to measure it, and how we're going to reward the practitioners who do deliver the perfect customer experience. And thirdly, we're going to talk about training, how we're going to train our customer service providers to deliver to their clients the perfect customer experience. And then lastly, I'll do a summary and a recap. So let's begin. Defining the perfect customer experience. I have two videos I want to show you that'll help demonstrate this point.
Can I help you? Name, please.
Seinfeld, you made a reservation for a mid-size, and she's a small. I'm kidding around, of course.
Yes. Okay, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry, we have no mid-size available at the moment.
I don't understand. I made a reservation. Do you have my reservation?
Yes, we do. Unfortunately, we ran out of cars.
But the reservation keeps the car here. That's why you have the reservation.
I know why we have reservations.
I don't think you do. If you did, I'd have a car. See, you know how to take the reservation, you just don't know how to hold the reservation. And that's really the most important part of the reservation, the holding. Anybody can just take them.
Let me speak with my supervisor.
Here we go. The supervisor. You know what she's saying over there?
What?
Hey, Marge, see those two people over there? They think I'm talking to you. So you pretend like you're talking to me. Okay, now you start talking.
Oh, you mean like this? So it looks like I'm saying something, but I'm not really saying anything at all?
Okay. Now you say something else, and they won't yell at me because they thought I was checking with you.
Oh, great, I think that's enough. See you later.
I'm sorry, my supervisor says there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, it looked like you were in a real conversation over there.
But we do have a compact if you would like that.
Fine.
All right. Well, we have a blue Ford Escort for you, Mr. Seinfeld. Would you like insurance?
Yeah, you better give me the insurance because I am going to beat the hell out of this one.
The important point here is, even though he didn't necessarily get the car he wanted, he got a car, and he's going to be able to get from point A to point B. On the next video, we're going to talk about what is a real perfect customer experience.
Play voicemail.
Message 1.
Hey, this is Dave.
Stop. Delete.
Message 2.
Hello, Mr. Carlson. Your reservation request for February.
Stop. Delete.
Message 3.
Yeah, Terry, that meeting at 4 has been moved up to noon. Call me as soon as you can.
Warning. Breakdown imminent. CarTrack recommends immediate service.
Oh no, my meeting.
To locate your nearest service station, turn right at Alameda. Continue north for 1 mile. Turn left at Hershey. Proceed 2 miles to the next service station.
Hi. Hi. Terry Carlson? Yes. CarTrack alerted us you were on your way. I've got your paperwork ready to go. If you'll just sign right here. Great. Well, I guess all I need now is a cab.
CarTrack has arranged for a cab to pick you up, Mr. Carlson.
I guess all I need now is $1 million. Can't blame a guy for trying, right?
So, what is the perfect customer experience? And the answer is needs anticipation. As you can see in the previous video, all of his needs were anticipated even before he thought of those. And when we're trying to anticipate our needs, we also want to practice the principles of respect, value, expertise, ease, and recovery. We want to be respectful of our client's needs. We want to add value to him. We want to be a source of expertise that he can turn to. We want to be easy to work with. And when there's a problem in a recovery, we want to be able to have an answer to our workaround, as you saw in the Seinfeld video. Next, I'd like to talk about the perfect customer experience in the back office.
Hi, Jack.
Hi, this is Jack speaking. I'm not here just now, so leave your name and number. Thank you.
Hi, Jack. This is Teresa. I'm following up on my call from the other day. I wanted to let you know the client is really anxious about getting into the space. They think it would be perfect, and they received authorization to move ahead. So I just need to hear from you. The space will be available. Please call me.
Hi, Teresa. Were you leaving a message for Jack Ash?
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to speak to him?
No?
It's funny because I tried calling him last week regarding a maintenance problem in the building, but I never heard from him, and I called his assistant, but she wasn't much help.
Well, since we're on our way to lunch, let's stop by his office.
Sure.
Morning, Teresa. Good morning, Daisy.
Good morning.
So where are you guys going?
To lunch, but not before we get to Jack Ash's office. We have an urgent matter that we need to discuss. It could possibly result in a loss of revenue.
That's interesting. I had texted him this morning because he was supposed to provide us with data for the project conference call we had at 10 o'clock this morning. I was running a little late, but wanted to make sure he had the data. Then he didn't return my text. And now I find out the conference call is canceled.
Are you guys looking for Jack Ash?
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, he's on vacation. He's been on vacation since Monday. He'll be back in about 2 weeks.
But his voicemail didn't say that.
And he didn't change his email.
Uh-huh.
And there was a scheduled conference call, and he didn't let anybody know that he was not going to attend.
Yeah, that's typical. Happens all the time.
That's Jack Ash for you.
Yes. Well, this is an exaggerated display of bad customer service, but a good example of how we treat the internal customer, you and I. This skit not only shows the impact of other staff members, but the client, the project, potentially a performance measure, repairs, and revenue, just to name a few. Consider the actions of one person whose lack of consideration, Jack Ash, and unprofessional demeanor had an influence on several things. A simple phone call, a change to his voicemail or email would have made a world of difference. Over the last couple of weeks, I asked several PBS staff members what we could do better to serve each other internally. This was the #1 response: people not getting back to you or letting you know that they're not available. I could tell you others, but I might step on some toes if I haven't already. Often we don't think about the consequences of our deeds in these situations and how they really affect others. We may not think we're an important part of the equation, or in contrast, that we're too important to get back to someone. The perfect customer experience should not only make us think about the internal customer, but it should make us think about the internal customer, how the action or inaction of what we do on a daily basis affects the workplace. One of the easiest ways to perfect customer service is by remembering the golden rule: do unto others as you would have them do unto you. It is the sound basis of customer practice and an excellent place to start when we're trying to provide perfect customer experience. And now Jennifer will tell you about the process.
Thanks, Dolores. So I'll talk a little about the process that we're going to use. This chart indicates how the PCE program is going to permeate all of PBS, Northeastern Caribbean region. We're going to have one PCE coordinator who will work closely with the GPM office. We will also have 9 PCE champions. And these are folks, you're going to want to know who the PCE champion is in your office. We're going to have one in each division, possibly even more than that, depending on the workload. So Dolores was talking a little bit about internal customers. And my hope is that you can think of someone right off the top of your head, a GSA employee, who supports you in such a way that you're able to do your work very, very well. Can I get a show of hands of if you can think of someone right off the top of your head? Okay, so we want to celebrate that. We want to start looking at that and saying, how can we reward those folks? And this process, I won't bore you with all the details, but the point of it is that it's a way to nominate your fellow coworkers. Now, this process indicates how we're going to award project teams. And it's going to depend largely on what our customers, what our tenant agencies say about us. So if you go, let's say you buy a car and you have a perfect customer experience, what do you want to do? You probably want to tell someone about that. You want to recommend this company to one of your friends. So the question we're going to ask is, would you recommend this company? In this case, would you recommend this project team to someone who has similar requirements? If the answer is yes, then that project team will be nominated for an award that Jen Bennett's going to tell you about, the award program. Jennifer Bennett.
Thanks, Jen. Quick question. Let me see a show of hands of who has been recognized either by a peer or by a customer within the past 6 months. Okay, not many, but that's the culture that we would like to change here with the perfect customer experience. And what we have developed and still are developing is an Apple Award program. We would like to recognize those associates who do receive recognition from a peer or from a customer. So the Apple Award program is basically a peer recognition award program, reward program. So if there's someone in your office, a lot of people raise their hand that they that they can think of somebody right off the top of their head as to who helps them do their job well. Well, this is an opportunity for you to let others know how good of a job they do or how they assist you in doing your job. They can receive an Apple Award. Some of the principles that we are looking for from a GSA associate to exhibit, in addition to the principles that George touched upon before, we're looking for someone who actively communicates, not only with the customer, but internally, that you're always keeping everyone involved in the process, where the project is, that not many people, we don't have to come to you on a repeated basis to ask you, where are we with this project? Everybody will know at a given time where we are. And consistency, that's important. You consistently perform your job well. It's not one day you're on, one day you're off. You consistently perform at a high level. And a person who has strong collaboration, again, not only with our fellow associates, but with our customers. And that you're proactive, that you're anticipating the customer's needs, that you can see where the project is going, what obstacles may come about, and how we're going to overcome those obstacles ahead of the time. So be proactive. And believe it or not, our customers have said quite often when we ask them, what characteristics do you look for in a good project team member? They say dependable and reliable. So that's what we're looking for. Someone or a team who are dependable and reliable for the customer. Again, when I say customer, I don't mean just our customers or tenant customer agencies. I do mean our internal customers as well. So how does this program work? It's very basic, very simple. If you can identify a perfect customer experience event, we would like you, just in a quick little email, few sentences, describe that event through the PCE champions. You can send them to the, you have the champions that George identified earlier today, as well as I think that there'll be an additional champions to support this initiative as the program grows. But just share your event with the champion. The PCE champion will then turn that event over to the PCE coordinator. That coordinator will determine if in fact that was a PCE event. Did that person or did that team achieve the goals that we previously discussed? If so, that person or team will receive an Apple Award. So what are we going to do with all those apples? Well, quarterly, we're going to have a town hall meeting similar to this, where the regional commissioner will go bobbing for apples. This event, we're looking to have this event to celebrate all of the good work and the hard work that is being done here in the region. Because I think we can all agree that we often hear bad things or negative things from our customer or from one another, what a bad job so-and-so is doing. Well, we want to celebrate all the good work that is going on in here in the region because there's a lot of it. So, quarterly we'll have this town hall event. Your apple is kind of like your raffle ticket, for lack of a better word. So we will keep track of all of the apples that you receive. You could have received more than one in a quarter. You can receive many, depending on what a wonderful job you do. So what we will do is put your name in this infamous barrel, and the regional commissioner will go bobbing for apples. So the person's name who the regional commissioner pulls out, you will win a grand prize, to be determined later. So the more apples you have, that increases your opportunity to become the grand prize winner. And just a little quote that we would like for you to take away today. Remember that an apple a day keeps the complaints away. Tony?
Yes. Thank you, Jennifer. How's everybody doing today? I didn't hear that. How's everybody doing today? Great. You're supposed to say unbelievable. Can we try that? How's everybody doing today? Unbelievable. That sounds better, much better. Can you believe it? Actually, our region can achieve the PCE, Perfect Customer Experience. I want to share with you a letter that one of our branch chiefs received a while back in regards to one of our realty specialists who really demonstrated a great job doing his work and went beyond the duty, call of duty, to finish it. Maybe you can see it on the screen, and I'll share with you just a couple of points. That his professionalism and tenacity in assisting my agency in acquiring a new lease for the parking garage in Manhattan. I don't know about you folks, but do you know how hard it is to work in Manhattan? how hard it is to negotiate a deal in Manhattan? This is like speaking 3 languages. I'm not thinking of Chinese, English, Arabic, Italian. Thinking the 3 languages that Michael Weipert did. Very first one was GSA language, which is really a tough language. And the other language was the landlord language. We have tough landlords here in Manhattan area. I'm from the Midwest. You shake hands and you got the deal. In Manhattan, you really have to work hard for this. And the other language was that Michael spoke there was the landlord and the agency language, which is really a tough language, by the way. Is Michael around here? Can you stand up, let everybody see you, please? Please. Thank you, Michael. And the agency also went on to say that his work ethics and his demeanor is an asset to our agency, which is the truth. Mike briefly explained to me how the project... Here with me today is a friend. His name is Michael Weipert, a senior realty specialist here in our region, and a mentor to many new realty specialists here at this office.
We have been paying about $325,000 per year for 14 parking spaces, which is quite a bit of money. And this new real estate broker came on and wanted to charge us $500,000 for that. So I had to sort of turn this project around very quickly, and then within a month we were in a new location somewhere else and out of the space. I wound up getting 18 parking spaces as opposed to 14. 2 of them for large 20-passenger vans with electric, fully serviced, whereas in our old lease we were only paying the rent of $325,000 a year, and we were paying on top of that for services. I was able to get it down with the additional parking spaces to $180,000 fully serviced.
Thank you, Mike. Thank you. You saved us so much money, and you saved the public so much money. Thank you, Mike. If you notice in this example, Mike demonstrated 2 bullet points. The very first one, which is the 90% and 10% rule. I'm sure you've heard of it, which states that, as Woody Allen has shared, 90% of success is just showing up. And that, I may add, that the other part, 10%, is refusing to go away. And this is what Mike did. And as you have seen in Mike in this video, which was shortened, by the way, supposedly 27 minutes, by the way. It was shortened, all right. And he achieved the perfect customer experience. It happened in the 90%, 10% rule. And the other point that we demonstrated here, also the 80-20, and 80% 20 rule, which states that 80% of person's time is directed toward meeting his superior's need and job responsibilities. And that other 20% is to thank those around you who helped you meet those expectations. Is Mrs. DeFidelia around here also? Mrs. Mary, can you stand up, please? Thank you. Thank you so much. This 20% is the easiest to accomplish, and all it involves is saying a simple thank you. Simple thank you. And Maria DeFidelia exemplified this process by making sure that Michael knew about this letter, as well as making sure that we all knew about it. And Mike, I'm going to see you for a minute, if you can, please. Congratulations to a job well done, and thank you, Maria, for pointing it out to everybody what great job Mike did. We have a little apple for you, Mike. You deserve more than an apple. It was supposed to be money, but I was supposed to get 10% of it. Mike, thank you so much for a job well done. One more thing really quick. Mike is known for his Latino dance, and he's going to show us today how to dance. Would you like to say something about the job or about your peers here? Because I'm sure everybody knows you, but...
Thanks to everybody that helped out, everybody in my branch, everybody in legal, Walton, for kind of putting me in the right direction as far as the landlord, and thanks to Tony for embarrassing me.
Thank you, Joe. Thank you, guys. Mike and I graduated from the same school, by the way, from the same college. It is Maria de Fedeli University. And so, you know, it's a tough university, but it's well worth it. Thank you, folks. I'm going to turn the mic to Dolores. Thank you, Dolores. Thank you.
Okay, we're going to talk a little bit about training. The training that will take place will get PCE up and running. We plan to have an accelerated classroom type setting, and after that there will be a 24/7 on-demand video messaging with simulations on a dedicated site that anyone in Region 2 can access at any time. So if you wake up in the middle of the night and you forget one of the principles, you can go to your computer, click on Citrix, or check your email and figure out what that might be. There's two major components for training and successful implementation of PCE. The first one is the cultural shift. That means we need to grow best practices and fix broken processes. Yes, I know you've heard it all before. Many of you probably walked in this room today thinking, oh God, here we go again. Another process, another initiative. They want us to work harder, work smarter, do a better job. We've heard it all before. It never works. Well, this team is really, really going to push you. So you get sick of us. You will get sick of us. But we are really pushing this forward because it is the best way to process the business that we have to do. And it's three things that need to happen. And it needs to happen in three areas. The first one is individual. It starts with a commitment from the top and must be embedded in our business approach and then taken on as a life application. The second one is a company area, which is PBS. The goal is to create an environment where perfect customer service permeates the thinking of the entire company. And how are we going to do that? Well, there's a theory out there called unfreeze, move, and refreeze. And that's when you take the current behavior, skill set, and attitudes, unfreeze them, move them towards perfect customer experience, and then refreeze them. The third is region. The end result is that the region will replicate perfection in every unit and division. In order for this cultural shift to happen, it needs to be long-term and large-scale. The second component of PC training is process improvement. There are critical success factors, both personal and professional, under this heading. But first, let me read you the quote there. Excellent service means having competent and knowledgeable staff who provide customers with help and offer products and services that exceed customer expectations. It means having a mechanism in place to be responsible to customer inquiries and concerns. This is a quote from a very successful retailer, one that has tricked us, convinced us that a cup of coffee is so much more than a cup of coffee, and that we should pay more than $2 for that cup of coffee. The first three success factors are personal. They are the core values, and that's respect, honesty, and integrity. Nobody can teach you that. You either have it or you don't. The second one is commitment. That's commitment to our customers and just an overall commitment to service. I know that throughout my life, I never said I was a customer service rep, but it seems like that's all I do, always serving some customer wherever I go. Empowerment is the third personal success factor. And it means that GSA should provide systems, training, and business intelligence so that we will feel confident every day when we are doing the job that we're called upon to do. The next three factors are the professional. And those three are the same ones that George talked about earlier, which are the principles of customer service, customer experience. That's expertise, ease, and recovery. The last thing is a technique that we hope to use, and that is the best use of talent, basically using the raw and natural talents of the staff whenever possible. Now, that might mean that we have to break down some walls or cross-train some people. But we have to do what we have to do to provide the perfect customer experience. Now that we know what we're going to do in the training, we need to know who we're going to train. And that first category is the managers. That's project managers, directors, branch chiefs, architects, engineers, regional account managers. That's the first line of communication for our customer. Most of the time when they have a question, a problem, an issue, a need, those are the people they go to first. The second group are customer-facing service providers. Those are the realty specialists, the regional account managers, building and property managers, and sometimes asset managers. The third group is behind the scenes, supporting the customer-facing contacts. That, again, is the asset manager, program managers, appraisers, billing, space planners. The last group is what we call the back office personnel. That's administrative assistants and everyone else. So just because I didn't call your name or call your position doesn't mean you are exempt from personal customer experience training. Everybody, the entire division, will touch upon and be trained and will understand what a perfect customer experience is all about. Now that you know the who, you probably need to know the why. The why is because we need best results from our customer satisfaction. Most of you know that our surveys have not been so favorable. So this is to promote a better process so that we will get better results on our surveys, that it will increase our scores. And so our reputation, Region 2, will be a better reputation to others who look upon us because we have done this right. The second why is improved business lines. Now, if external communications work out, then internal communication should improve us. The teamwork should be better. The personal satisfaction and personal growth should improve. We should be moving towards a high-performance organization where we can be proud that we produce collective work, excellent collective work, quality collective work products. The fourth reason is our perfect customer service not only affects other agencies, but the American public as well. You all know that we have a fiduciary responsibility to the American people, who include me, my daughters, my husband. So we need to do a better job doing the things that we are called upon to do. There's a picture there of a guy holding a trophy, excited about the perfect customer experience. And as you can see, his face is a little beat up. So yes, sometimes we do get beat up in the process, but we have to push on. So I'll leave you with these 3 points to remember. That GSA is the second largest line item on the agency's operating statement. That talks about dollars and cents, which we haven't talked about much here. But let me just say this. The second largest line item on my personal operating statement is my mortgage. And every time I walk into Chase, I am looking for the perfect customer experience. So you should be thinking that way. Customers need us to do their business like we need them to have a business. Basically, that means there is only one reason that we are here, and that is to serve our customers well. The last one is something that is a little contrary to what we were taught in high school, probably. The customer may not always be right, but the customer is always the customer. Thank you.
Thank you, Dolores. I just want to do a quick recap. What we've seen here is that we're going to proactively manage the perfect customer experience. And after we have proactively done that management, we're going to celebrate the successes. We're going to cause the perfect customer experience to occur. We're going to measure it, and we're going to reward it. And lastly, we're going to provide on-demand training 24/7 to ensure that our customer-facing service providers provide the perfect customer experience to their clients. I'll take any questions if anybody has any. If not, I'll turn you loose to go to lunch.